Hey, thanks for assembling, Marvel fans, and welcome to Screen Rant. Now, we've had a bit of Thor Love and Thunder news lately, so while we're waiting for more stuff to trickle in, we thought that we'd dive into the water of sight and do a little theorizing about who the film's big bad could be. Thor has a pretty deep rogues gallery, so Marvel has plenty of choices of people for him to go up against in Thor Love and Thunder. Now, we've already seen Loki, Malekith, Executioner, Hela, the Frost Giants, and Surtur, so Thor 4 will obviously have to introduce somebody new. The last time we saw Thor, he had given up the throne of Asgard and had joined up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. But the next Thor film is all him, bringing back Ragnarok's director Taika Waititi, as well as Valkyrie and also Jane Foster, who hasn't really appeared in the MCU since Thor the Dark World in 2013. Fan favorites like Beta Ray Bill and Hercules could finally make their MCU debut, but that all remains to be seen. And considering that Thor's already gone up against Hela, who's powerful enough to shatter Mjolnir, and Thanos, who erased half the universe, the big question is who he'll face off against for round 4. So I'm Greg Elliott, and here are Screen Rant's predictions for who could be the villain of Thor Love and Thunder. Balder the Brave, Thor's half-brother, was supposed to be part of the first Thor, and Thor 4 could still introduce him, as well as Karnilla, a sorceress whose affection for Balder has caused numerous problems for Thor and the people of Asgard. Avengers Age of Ultron introduced the Norn Cave, and as the Queen of the Norns and ruler of Nornheim, a link to Karnilla in the MCU already exists. Now, she does have a history of fighting both for and against Asgard, so she could be introduced as either an enemy or an ally. After we heard that Christian Bale had been cast in Thor 4, obviously the discussion moved to who he could be playing. Now, the most popular idea seems to be Beta Ray Bill, but longtime Thor comic writer Jason Aaron seems to think he should play Daario Agger. Daario is pretty new in Thor comics, having been introduced in just 2014, and he's the CEO of Roxxon Energy Corporation. Now, he's interested in making just as much money as possible regardless of the environmental impact, which Thor was not particularly a fan of. And oh yeah, one other thing, he can also turn into the Minotaur, the bull-like monster from Greek mythology, so there's that. Thor has crossed paths with many different gods, and one of the big ones is Ares, the Greek god of war. He's normally depicted as the archenemy of Hercules, but his first appearance was in Thor number 129, so he could easily work as an opponent to Thor, and having him in the film would also be a perfect opportunity to bring the son of Zeus into the MCU. Marvel's got a bit of a challenge if they want to top Hela, but one character who could is Gore the God Butcher, quite a name there, another new villain who debuted in 2013. Now, Gore is an alien who blames his problems on the gods and is sworn to use his weapon, the Necrosword, to purge the world of them. Through his encounters with Gore, Thor came to doubt himself and the gods, so he became unworthy of Mjolnir and was then succeeded by Jane Foster. Since Love and Thunder is adapting at least some version of this story, the movie could very well also bring Gore to the big screen too. And lastly is Amora the Enchantress, an Asgardian sorceress. She first appeared in Journey into Mystery number 103 in 1964, where she tried and failed to seduce Thor away from Jane Foster. In the comics, she's often paired up with Executioner, but since he got killed off in Ragnarok, I don't think that would be the case this time. For years, Enchantress was motivated by her love for Thor, so it's likely that if she does end up being the villain of Thor Love and Thunder, the movie may incorporate that, which would fit in pretty well with what the title at least suggests about the story. And there you have it. I'm sure that we'll find out how right or wrong we were as more Love and Thunder news comes in over the next year or two, and we'll keep you posted as we learn more, so keep coming back to Screen Rant to stay in the loop. I'm Greg Elliott, and I'll see you next time. Peace.